towards the end, by Sif Yutes. He starts over here, assuming that people are Mavir the Sedra on Friday. That's the right time to do it. He says that Im lekara hapasha b'erev Shabbos, if he didn't do it on Erev Shabbos, then leyechel b'Shabbos b'shachas ad sheyikrenu.
Wow.
Then he should finish it before Shachas, before the Suda. V'im lekara kaidam achila, if he didn't do it before eating the meal, is yikah kaponim kaidam mincha. Ubediavad at Seif Yom Shlishi, because till Shlishi goes to Shabbos, it has a shot with Shabbos. That's why we know that there's a din if someone didn't make Havdalah on Motzei Shabbos, he can make it up till Tuesday. There's also a minute that some mashram at the end of the year.
Yeah, the Alter Rebbe, he brings it from the Alter Rebbe.
It brings it in,
Yeah, brings it over here.
V'im hishlam yesh l'hashim ad simchas Torah. There's also some that have a minute that the mav only a third of the pasha, because they break up the pashas in a 3-year cycle. Also, a sanas for Shabbos, Hashem Tainus, a fil's month kosser. You're not allowed to fast on Shabbos, Hashem Tainus. In other words, if you're fasting, let's say, because you don't like food, then that's your Einik Shabbos, not eating. But, or if it's a Tainus Cholam, so then the Gemara says a Lashon, that kosher l'tainus for cholam ke'esh l'urais. The urais is like material, like cotton. In other words, if you put a fire to a ball of cotton, it'll get burned up right away. It's the same thing with the tainus. So this is all a tainus that's mutar b'Shabbos. But
he has to do a tainus because he made a tainus.
That's a different thing, yeah. The Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch is lenient about people that have chalemus and tainus cholam and everything. And the Rebbe also was many times told people not to take the cholam as meaning something serious. I think I once told that there was once someone, yeshiva bachur, that came to yeshiva one day and he told his chavah, I had a terrible dream on Shabbos. And I said, I had a terrible dream. He says to him, what was the terrible dream? He said, I dreamt, I don't want to say it, I dreamt that mamish, the Kaviyachal is gestorben. So his chavah says to him, it's shtutzim. Mistama, you would think the whole day about the Eibishter. So he said, no, I don't think about him for years already. Okay. Also with Steyr, Chas v'Sholem, al Ezer Tzorah, Rachmana Litzlan, you're not allowed to have pain for something bad that's happening. Just be mispal.
That always or that Shabbos?
That's what some always. Well, there is an inyan of being Mitzvah and Matziba. That's another thing. I mean, it's another madrega. A tifresh Matziba. Mitzvah habus v'peiris u'megdonis Umine reich, that's Paytas is fruit, McDonald's is sweets, or different aromatic things. Kedei lahashim meya brachas, u'mitzvah ange b'chol davar shehu hayu einig, shenem akroz Shabbos einig. Achasu the Shabbos,
Shachris.
im rogo rishon, if his habit is that he goes to sleep, אבל לא יאמר אישה מפני שאני צריך לעצמו מלאכה וללכת בדרך בלילה. You shouldn't say that, especially people that are going on a trip after Shabbos, so they say maybe to the family, you have to go to sleep because we're going to be traveling at night, you know, and you have to be awake. But that's a shayla of Meichen Mishabbos Chachal. So you know how to do that.
You said we're supposed to sleep later for Shabbos, right?
What?
You said we're supposed to sleep. We're supposed to wake up later in the morning.
This is not talking about early in the morning. He's talking about in the afternoon. So some say that Shabbos is a Rosh Hashanah, Shina b'Shabbos Tainik. But those that say it mean sleeping, and it's a mistake. Because Shina b'Shabbos Tainik means learning. The word is Shena b'Shabbos Tainik. Shev v'shinamtum is Shina, and Shena is Yoshen. So. Achakach, after this, in other words, after the taking a nap and having the Suda and taking a nap, after all that, especially if there's time to mintra, like if it's a long
Summer day.
summer Shabbos, so kaivim lumer Torah. So then they make a kviyas to learn Torah. The Parshas Shabbos. Now, Nema Vayakal Moshe. What does he mean by Parshas Shabbos? Parshas Shabbos means the Parsha of Vayakel. In the Parsha of Vayakel, in the beginning, it says over there, "Sebaru Eish v'chol Moshe Sechem b'yem Shabbos." From there, we learn out the whole Lamed Tes Malachos of Shabbos. So he calls it Parshas Shabbos because the source of Shabbos is in Parshas Vayakel. And some Taich Darshanim, usually people, especially if they don't spend the time in learning, they get into arguments and fights. So it's called a fire, causing a fire. So Vaisavaru Eish, that's the Eish of Machoikas, of fire burns. So he says, Shep Parshas Shabbos Nema, Vayakel Moshe. The Darshan Rabbi Seinu Zechronim B'Vracha, the Chazal Darshan, Lam Nema the Parsha Zu Vayakel. Why does it have to say Vayakel Moshe? Think about Moshe wanted to tell them about the Binyan Beis HaMikdash and about Shmira Shabbos. So what's the Akdama of Vayakel Moshe? So he says, V'loi Nema came B'chol HaTorah, Kula. By the entire Torah, it doesn't say before he was told something to the Yidden that Vayakel Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe. The Eibishter said to Moshe, it's a medrash, the Rebbe mentioned this medrash many times. Reid, go down, Vaseli Kehilas Gedolos, B'Shabbos. Make big gatherings on Shabbos. Kedei, Sheyumadu Hadoros Haboim Acharecha, V'hakal Kehilas B'chol Shabbos. In other words, they'll see you doing it, so they'll know that this is what you're supposed to do on Shabbos. That used to be a minig in many shuls that the Rabbanim used to give the Rambam brings it also, used to give a shir before Mincha. Like in this show, we used to have a Shir Gemara. Before Mincha, it was a Shir Gemara. In other shows, the Rav would give a regular drasha before Mincha. Oid Amru is another medrash. V'nitnu Shabbos Yom Tovim LiYisrael Elo Hasek Ben B'Torah. Ki ad habe anoshim trudim kol yemei achol b'mlachim. People are very busy during the week, their various occupations. Ve'ein lehem penai l'asek b'Torah b'kviyas. They don't have time to sit down and learn Torah. Maybe the chappa to look into a sefer or something. Shabbos v'yontiv shem punim and melachtom. Shabbos, that they're free from the work. Yichayel l'asek b'Torah karo. V'ficha therefore, balei melacha u'balei batam she'einam oiskim b'Torah kol yemei hashavua. They're not oisik b'Torah. He doesn't say that they don't learn Torah. Oisik b'Torah is a different madrega. Like the Frierdiker Rebbe used to explain that Oisik b'Torah is like a Bal Asik. Another Bal Asik, there's a difference between a worker and the owner of the company. The owner of the company is involved in the company day and night. And the workers, when they clock out, they time out, if not here, I'll get another job someplace else. Yichaylen lasik b'Torah karoi. L'fil bal malachu bal batim shein v'eskim b'Torah kol yemei hashavua. Heima michuyavim yaisa lasik b'Torah b'yem haShabbos kodesh. Ish gefi hasagos b'chalti. Each one according to his capabilities. Okay. We'll start now the next סימן Ches. He says, Hilchos Kriyas b'Sefer Torah, b'Shabbos, v'Yontiv, v'Chiyuvim. In other words, he's going to discuss over here dinim of Kriyas HaTorah. He's going to discuss the dinim of Kriyas HaTorah, and he's also going to discuss dinim of who gets an aliyah. There's a lot of dinim of priorities. Who was the first or the second? And in Lubavitch, this is very important, these dinim, because in Lubavitch you don't make isofis. So there's only Shiva Kruyim and not more. And if you have a lot of people in shul, and also it's not, in many shuls, it's not common to make separate minyanim. The shuls don't like it, and even Moshe by us chiyuvim, if there's chiyuvim, so every corner makes another minyan. Not everyone is in favor of that, because not everyone holds that it's a must for the Yomid. In many shuls, not even everybody says Kaddish, from all the chiyuvim. But it depends what type of chiyuv you are, and then is decided how many Kadeshim you can say and who says first. There's a whole bunch of dinim about this in Shulchan Aruch. So he says as follows. Kisha Mesifin b'Shabbos. When you make Haisofis, in other words, you read Shiva Kruyim as normal. So then he says, Yechayim Likras Kayin Levi Achron. There's such a thing as Achron. Achron in certain shuls is not a part of the Shiva Kriyim. It's above the Shiva Kriyim, an additional.
Not mafter.
Not the mafter.
So before mafter, there's still one
Right,
more
yeah, they make another aliyah. Kiva shekra ishrimu Shiva Gavri v'gam shehu ha'achron me'ikar hakruyim, chutz min hamafta. It's except besides the mafta. And for that aliyah, you can call it kayin also. V'chein hamafta, also the mafta, yichayim likros kayin levi, v'afilu kayin echad la'achrein, v'kayin echad l'mafta yichayim likros.
Is this a source to be able to give a mafta yona to a kohen or a levi?
No. Go over there, there's not shiva kruyim. You're only calling up 3 people, and you can't make any sofas. So that's why you can't give.
You only do it if you have
Not unless
kohen.
if there's no kayin. Normally, there's a kayin, a levi, and a yisrael. And the reason is now. The shaila is, you're not allowed to call 2 kahanim one after the other, normally. Why you're not allowed to call 2 kahanim one after the other? The reason is because of mishum pagam. That people will think that there's something wrong, or they realize there's something wrong with the first, he's not really a kayin. So they call another kayin. But he's saying, so chayden, when you're making achan and mafta, it's also the same. There's kayin after kayin. So why is that permissible? He said because kivish hakadosh mafsik b'neiim, because the kaddish that what you said before mafta is a hefsek, so people will know already that it's different. It's not just calling. If you call them right one after the other, then people will say that something was wrong with the kayin and they got another kayin. With simplest Torah, Shemetziyin Shreisha Sifrei Torah. On simplest Torah, you take out 3 Sefer Torah, because one you read Bracha, one you read Breishis, and one you read Mafta. So Yechayel and Likra is Kayin Echad, V'chasan Torah. You can call one Kayin for Chasan Torah, that's finishing Bracha, V'echad V'chasan Breishis, V'echad L'mafta. Kivin shekol echad kaida b'sefer Torah achar. Each one's calling in another sefer Torah. So the fact that for each one you're using another sefer Torah already removes the doubt that people might think that something was wrong with the kain. Avo b'reish chodesh tevis shechal b'Shabbos. When it comes Chanukah, and there's a Shabbos Chanukah, and the Shabbos Chanukah can sometimes be on Rosh Chodesh. So then, I think this year is going to be that way, if I'm not mistaken. But קיצור was Thursday and Friday, right? So Tevis is going to be on the Shabbos. So you can take out 3 separate Torah. So over there, it's different. So you take out 3 separate Torah. You take out one for Shabbos, the Parsha Shavua, and one for Rosh Chodesh, and one for Chanukah. So he says, Avo b'Rosh Chodesh Tevis. By Rosh Chodesh Tevis, Shechalu yes b'Shabbos, Avo b'Shemetziyin Gam Ken Shloisha Sefer Torah. Even though you also take out 3 Sefer Torah, and he said when you had 3 Sefer Torah, you could have a kayin in each one after the other. Afilim b'Reitzim Likros b'Sefer HaTorah Harishin Shmeina Gavri Einem Rashoyim Likros Lakayin Sheyi Ashmini Kiven Shadayin Ein Mashlimim Hakriya B'Sefer Zeh. But you have to read the other ones. V'hamashlim hu b'Sefer Hasheni. In other words, they only call 6 when it's, let's say, Parshas Miketz. So they'll call 6 people in Miketz, and the 7th one can't be Achron, because the 7th is you still need the 7th Oila. The 7th Oila becomes the Rosh Chodesh. V'hamashlim hu b'Sefer Hasheni shekodim b'Parshas Rosh Chodesh. V'oz yichaylim l'kroisai v'chein adim b'Shabbos shkolim Mashabish Golem is also, it comes up by Nissen. So also sometimes there's, if Shchaydish Order actually, if a Shchaydish Order is Parsha Shkolem, so Parsha Chaydish, Parsha Chaydish is Parsha Chaydish Nissen. Shehein Beresh Chaydish. So then it's also the same thing that at the end you can call a Kayin, but you can't call in the middle Sefer Torah Kayin because the middle Sefer Torah is the Shvi.
But he wrote before that in case you did call up 7 people in the first one.
That's for the Achron. He's not Achron over here. He's still in the middle.
Huh?
It's a din of Achrin.
It's not considered Achron. He is
Achrin means that after him we're not going to read anything. The Haftarah, what we call the Mafta, that's just you really don't have to read in the Torah. We read in the Torah for other reasons, to give it the cheshivas, but the Mafta itself could just come up to Amol Saitan. Mafta was at the corner. It was at the corner that because they didn't allow people to read the Torah, so they found something in the Viyim that is similar to the Inyanim that is discussed in the Parsha. So, but really, you finished reading with that. So that's what the Mafta is, just something additional. And being it's not a part of the Kriyas HaTorah. And being that you finished the Torah, so Achron is just additional thing that you could bring someone into here.
But what's the difference in the 3 Sefer Torahs on Simchas Torah and the 3 Sefer Torahs that are by Chodesh Davis? And the 3 Sefer Torahs of Chodesh, and there you read the whole Sefer Bracha, you finish. Then you do Bereshis, you finish, and then you do a Mafta. Over here it's the same thing. You finish the whole Sefer Torah.
Bereish, woman.
What?
It's not.
It's not part. And here it is.
Yeah, the Achron is a schrijver.
Well, Achron
If you don't make his office, Achron is the schrijver is
It's not only that. The 7 people are called up in bracha, and the last one is the Chosam Torah. So,
No.
Because Shabbos you need 7 and Yom Tov needs 6.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's it. I can't pull that on Shabbos. Can't, but is that the problem?
now he says an interesting din. If the Gabbai made a mistake and he called up, let's say he's up to the V, and he calls up a person, and the person says, "Oh, I'm a Kayan." Could happen. So the question is, what should happen now? He can't go up to the V because he's a Kayan. So he says, "Im kara l'kayin agalevi b'emsa haminyan." If he called him up in the middle and he found out that he can't be Eiga, so the question is, so he says, Yale Acha b'mkaimer, someone else should go up. It doesn't say really that you should call him by name.
Right.
Someone should just go up. Why? Because it's all a chash of pagam in the kayin. V'hu yamtim eitzer teva, and he should wait. He calls this is the teva where you read the Torah. V'yalu l'mafta ha'la'achan minyan akruyim, because and you don't have to call him up again because he was called. So interesting din. And then another thing that he says over here is b'Shabbos shekaydin shtei siddur yesh lechaber hasdaris im ha'oila revi. Revi should be the one that connects the 2 svarim. In other words, you call him towards the end of the parsha, and he goes reading into the beginning of the next parsha.
Because
Okay.
The middle one.
Huh?
Because he's exactly in the middle.
It's not exactly in the middle. It's by the end of the passion.
I think it's shouldn't stop between the parishes.
So